Let's talk about this concept of setting yourself up and how important it really is. Ideally, we all want to get to a place to where we're creating generational wealth for our family, or I guess that's like a goal that a lot of people can agree on that they would like to apply to their lives. And there's just a lot of value to that because when one person does it, I mean, you created success for your family the entire way. And I don't know, if you think about it, it really doesn't take all that much. Like, I guess it is hard to sacrifice for a little bit and gain the capital so that you can invest enough capital into the market, whether that's real estate, finance, and finance now can include a crypto component to it. But or you can also just angel invest. There's several different things that you can invest in, or create a business so that you have that capital, and then invest it in multiple places so that you can have your money working for you in the purest sense, basically. And I mean, that's really important because then you can just keep reinvesting some of your earnings. You can start taking some of your earnings so that you can spend it, and it's just always going to keep replenishing. So then your life starts to become just managing those investments instead of actually working to make that money. So that's a really sweet spot to be in because, I mean, you're just making a shit ton of money and you're not putting a lot of actual hard work into it. You're working smart. It's basically what working smarter means. And then you're set forever because your family, you just teach your next line, your generations to come, how to manage those investments, and then y'all's whole family generation, y'all just become managing your investments, so y'all are always covered. And then you are reinforced with, I can actually do whatever I want in life because I'm not pressured to go out and make a certain amount of income by doing a certain other job. And that's awesome. And that's a cool way to think. That's a driver for you. But I've kind of realized in this high pressure environment that requires a lot of time, I can see a life where I do it and I sustain it. I set myself up so that it doesn't feel like I'm working as much as I actually am because I've adapted to it. And that's great because I can make a shit ton of money and just grow my career that way. But there is still that time and energy component that's always going to be there and kind of take me away from being able to pursue other interests or like take me away from my family. There's just more responsibility there. So there's the question that you have to ask yourself whenever you're in an environment like that, and really pinpoint what matters to you in terms of, like, what are you really trying to get at? Setting generational wealth so that your family never, theoretically has to work again is really cool. I mean, that's an admirable goal, but it's also kind of like, why are you doing that? Because you want to set your family up so they can do what? It comes down to your preferences. If you're very materialistic and you want access to I guess what most would consider a high quality kind of bougie experience, then yeah, I mean that makes a lot of sense. But if you're already minimal, so kind of the situation I was finding myself in is I'm working so hard to set myself up so that we can have 100K in passive income as fast as possible. That was the original goal. That was an amount that I was going to be happy with. 100K in passive income. We can sustain on that. We can reinvest that. We can grow our income sustainably so that it goes on. And I can still work in addition to that, but not feel like I have to work in order to survive or provide security for my family. But it's also if you're doing something you don't want to do in order to get there, what's the point? So I want to set my family up so that we can make 100K in passive income so that I feel comfortable to do what I want to do, so that I feel comfortable to live the way I want to live. And really the only way I want to live, because I'm super minimal, is just having a paid off house, some land to ideally farm on and live on, and just have enough time so that I can move my body, work out, get some fitness in, do martial arts, and get enough sun, get enough sleep, do some yoga, eat healthy food. I mean, there's really like, it's very unnecessary when you put it from that kind of minimalistic angle of why I'm working so hard to set ourselves up for this passive income stream. And when I could just do what I want right now and just make money and grow in that direction and from that angle. But it's just it's a problem that a lot of people go through of how much money you want to make and how can you do what you want to do and how much time do you want to spend making that money. It's like, this is why it's so hard to figure out. But if you just align what really matters to you and just think about, like, why are you setting your life up in that passive income stream way? Is it really just because you don't want the weight of having to work in order to make money? And that's okay. But you're also, with whatever job you have, you're going to grow in that job if you have a growth mindset. And you're going to move in a positive direction. And if you do have good values, you can still save a certain amount. Like, it's going to come at some point in life. You just have to decide what you really want. And I'm getting to the point to where it's like I could really grind out for like a decade and set myself up with that 100K passive income stream, or I could just do what I want right now and grow in that direction, spread my investments of my job portfolio and do like multiple different things. So I'm not all invested into one thing, and that was my life for 10 years. And so there's just like, there's multiple things to think about before you like start convincing yourself, oh, I need to work this much for this amount of time in order to yield this amount of income. And it causes you to really question, like, what really matters? Like, why am I setting myself up so hard? Like, what does our family really need to be happy? What really enables security for our family, and how much income is that really going to take? So I know I was kind of all over the place right now. I'm kind of hyper right now, a little buzzed. But what do you think? Like, how important is that I need to set my family up for generations to come component to you? And what's the time length on that? And why is it that time length? And can you do what you want to do right now? Do you have to retire in order to really do what you want to do? Or can you just do what you want to do and grow? What's going on, baby? Okay. I'm filming a video, girl. Okay, can you shut the door, please? But yeah, like what's really important to you in terms of like, can you just do what you want to do right now and grow in that? And do you really need to be making a certain amount of income? Like, how much income does it really take to be happy? You pay off a house, and like, I guess depending on the amount of kids you want to enable some piece of security for them, but that doesn't mean you have to give them like fucking everything for them to be happy. Then you're setting a tone for like, oh yeah, like I'm gonna give you everything and that's your happiness. No, it's like, hey, like we can go on a road trip. We don't have to stay in a nice ass hotel. We can go camp. We can like turn a school bus into a dope ass van and like fucking just drive. And we can rent out a lower cost Airbnb that's maybe in like a cool naturistic setting. I mean, and like maybe we have to like sleep on the floor in a pallet together, but is that really gonna ruin the experience? So it's just determining all these things that you really value. And but another piece, so, or do you are you already minimal? Are you just doing what you want to do? I had a conversation with a hairstylist the other day who's like definitely not making a lot of money, but she sounds like happy, you know, and maybe it's a chill job, but it's like an art at the same time, and she enjoys the time that she felt with people, and that's awesome. I feel like it's whatever makes you happy, as long as you're being responsible in terms of security and how you're managing your money so that you're not enabling an unhealthy family environment, then it's just, you know, just figure out what really matters to you. But god damn, this video is so long, I feel like I rambled. But alright, what do you think? Leave it in the comments.